So today is going to be a fun day because today we're going to talk about your best banker. And I'm sure you don't know this because I don't know that many advisors, including accountants or attorneys and a lot of financial people, that have any idea how great it is to own your company for benefit purposes. You see, they're always looking for a deduction, and that means it's a regulated plan. But if you look beyond the deduction, or the immediate deduction, because you will get a deduction in the plan I'm going to talk about today, you can create extremely good wealth outside of your company by using executive compensation programs. So for an example, you can be your own best banker, and we call this the family bank because there's a lot of options. You can create money through cash flow, keep it deferred, keep it growing, but again, have availability of this program through what I call the family bank. When you have to buy a car, inventory, whatever it might be, real estate, it's there for you. It's also very flexible to use. There's no 59.5% penalty. And we'll get into that. But I'm going to compare the SEEP program, which is our non-qualified program, to a qualified plan. And I'll give you the scenario, because basically we're going to take the concept, if I wanted to retire and I owned a business, but I want my company to fund it, I basically have two choices. I can try to build up my retirement program, but that's a problem because with highly paid people, you're limited of how much you can put in. And in many cases, like a 401k, it's really determined by the average worker, but it's never going to be enough for the higher paid people. And then we're going to talk about using a non-qualified plan where there's no restrictions. I can include anybody, myself, my family, whatever I want, and I don't have to be limited to what I put in. So we're going to compare that. We're going to also look at the objectives. We have an owner of a company. He's got a 401k program. He has employees in it. He puts a lot of money. He's paying for their health insurance. And what he doesn't want to do in this particular case is take $1 and spread it amongst many people. He wants the $1 to go to his benefit. But he's not going to be able to do that with a qualified plan. So we're going to hypothetically say maybe in our comparison, we'll do that anyways to show you the difference in the effects of taxes and the payout. So in one way, I'm saying we really can't do this in reality, put $50,000 away into a qualified plan without spreading it amongst other people. But in the model, I'm going to pretend that. But what he wants is to put $50,000 away for the next 20 years, and he wants $1 million to grow. Now, I could tell you what's going to happen is that over that period of time, he's going to put $50,000 in. He's going to get a corporate deduction every year of $10,500. He's going to end up with enough money to get a retirement income of $129,000 and change. However, because it's coming out, he's got to pay taxes of $38,913. I'm using a 30% tax bracket. He's going to net $90,000 plus, and he's going to pay over $583,000 in personal taxes. And all you have to do is figure the $38,913 times 15 years, because in this model, what I had the employer do was save money, $50,000 a year for 20 years, very simple. And then we took a payout of 15 years, just to give it some kind of model to use. Now, the SEEP program, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the $50,000 in, and we will get a deduction. And that's going to happen when the employer or the employee, the owner, retires. And at that time, the employer will take a deduction on the corporate level of $210,000. That matches up with the qualified plan. So I have a lot of advisors that say, well, it's not deductible. Well, yes, it is. It's just deductible at a different time. The difference is the payout will be $129,000, but the payout will be tax-free for 15 years. There's no taxes. And that's kind of interesting, because how many people have explained that to you, that you can do it? And the net result is really going to be, as you can see on the chart, that the employer who chooses to put the $50,000 into a retirement program, which he really can't, all right, but we're going to play that little model game, is going to take the deduction of $210,000, and they're going to get $129,000, but they're going to have to pay taxes on that of $38,900 to net $90,000 a year, where with the same dollars going in, the same deduction, the same dollars coming out of 129, that 129,000 for 15 years is tax-free. The difference is, in scenario one with the qualified plan, the employer paid about $573,000 in personal taxes, where the employee owner only paid $55,000. Now that was the cost to have this program the first 20 years, because as the employer is making contributions, the employee is paying tax on that. As a matter of fact, the tax totally was $55,125 in this scenario. Well, as you can see, the employee owner would have had to earn 38% each year, compounded out for 15 years, to equal the present value of the payout. Now think about that. Those little taxes that the employee is paying, employee owner, every year, which he's really not paying because his company's bonusing the tax money and he's giving it back to the company. So it's zero out of pocket. But he still would have to earn 38% if he was to do it on his own. So those of you who own C corporations, or you have pass-through corporations, who in this particular case that are under $358,000 of pass-through taxable income, have a real great tool to use just for yourself, where you can put together a dollar, whatever that dollar is, so your cash flow, and put it away for you and your family and not have to share it. And that may sound greedy, but it's not, because employers, you and I own a company, we've put a lot of money in employee benefits, and we get very little of that. So now's the time to look at it. Like I always say, if you own a business, it's supposed to do something for you. Create free time, even though you put a lot of time in, and create wealth. And that wealth should be outside the business. It should not be in the business, because like a home equity, you never know what the value is going to be. You never know who's going to move next door to a better location, and your business is going to be whatever it might be. You get the point. Well, listen, thanks a lot for taking the time. This was pretty fast, but if you did want to know more about this, call me at 203-530-6615, or email me at tperrone@necgginc.com. And don't forget to order my book, Unlock Your Business DNA. You can get on Amazon. It's $3 for Amazon Kindle and $9 for the book. All profits go to Wounded Warriors. Thanks so much for taking the time.